Hi everyone, Jess here. How are you? Welcome to your weekly intuitive Reiki healing. This is for June 10th to the 16th. I hope you all are well. If you're back, welcome back. I'm so glad that you found previous healing supportive. And if you're new, welcome. The way my weeklies work is I pull 3 tarot cards to set the tone for the healing. I've been pulling from the Shadowscapes tarot deck. This sets the tone for the healing, and then I give about a 10-minute or so Reiki healing and intuitive messages come up in the process. And if you're new to Reiki, welcome. It's a harmonious energy healing modality that will never deplete. It will never cause harm. Has nothing to do with my energy at all. I'm just a conduit. But it does have to do with your willingness to collaborate with the energy. And by that, I don't mean work. It's more so just a sense of being, just a sense of curiosity. And a lot of this healing happens in that 95% of us that we're unaware of, the subconscious. And so there's trust and faith to be had there. However, it doesn't mean that you won't experience conscious sensations like temperature changes or tingles or tension releases or buildups, emotional releases, epiphanies. You might fall asleep. You might just feel more relaxed. You might have a sense of clarity afterwards. Whatever is meant to be is meant to be. And I highly encourage that if you ever receive the call to watch this again, to listen to it, because these pre-recorded videos are so amazing in the sense that the virtual work is just as powerful as the in-person work, believe it or not. And when you have a pre-recorded video, and you feel that call, there's probably a message that you're finally ready to hear or a new level to the healing that you're ready to unlock. So I always encourage that. I normally don't bring this up in the beginning of my videos, but I wanted to thank all of those of you who've sent donations along the way and those who've been following me for a long time and have had the means to give that gift. I really appreciate you all so much. I love doing these videos. And at the same time, it's really nice to get an exchange there. So, because currency is energy after all. So I wanted to extend that gratitude and that appreciation. If you guys ever feel like you have the means and you found a healing really supportive, all the links for that are down below. How are you guys doing? It's we just finished up a new moon in Gemini. I'm like, where are we? What's happening? New moon in Gemini, which had a lot of really amazing positive aspects to it, thrown in the mix of what we have already found to be kind of familiar intensity. And so I put a poll up recently on my community tab, kind of checking in with you guys to see how you're feeling. And it was pretty widespread, which I find to be kind of cool that we're all perceiving things just a little bit differently. But, you know, I did notice a little bit higher, at least for now, of a percentage where it's like you know that there's positive aspects going on and you're trying to lean into them, but it's a bit challenging. Know that I see you. If you just feel that things are just intense, you don't know what's up and down, left and right, that's fine too. There's no right or wrong. Just know that the intensity, and I'm using that as a very broad blanket word, it's not leaving anytime soon, but I don't want you to actually think of it as just more and more bad is coming. Think of it as distraction. Think of it as fog, you know? Think of it as things that will easily pull the mind away from your aligned path. It doesn't have to be huge upheaval or anything like that. So I say all this to say that I encourage you, I encourage the whole collective, I encourage myself as a part of the collective to remain in love, compassion, and gratitude, and to be very, very mindful in those moments where we're pulled by a distraction. Because if we can remain in our own power, our sovereignty, our truth, our authenticity amidst all this distraction, not only will we be able to have more clarity in the process and be able to take things just one step at a time, but we're going to be able to be there for others. And that's what we want after all, right? So, lecture over. Because again, like I said, the distraction kind of energy that to us might feel intense or like do 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 do, that's here for a bit. Okay, so let's not make it as what new awful thing is coming. You know what I mean? Let's lean into those positive aspects. Let's look for the lessons and everything. Okay, all right, now lecture done. Maybe we'll see. Let's pull 3 cards for the collective for their healing. This is for the 10th to the 16th of June. There's 1, thank you. Woo, 2. 1 more, please. 3. They really flew out for us, you guys. All over the place. Where'd you go? Okay, oh. Guys, this feels very interesting. I felt some really good feelings here. Okay. As always, I'm just going to show the cards and I'm going to do my very best. I know I'm always great at it. I'm not always great at it, but I'll do my very best to just prep for the healing before all these messages come spewing out. So we got the 8 of Pentacles. I say this about all the cards in this deck, which is why I use it so much, but the 8 of Pentacles in this deck I find so beautiful. Look at that weaving. That I'm picking up on networking there. That's interesting. Okay, you got the King of Swords. I'm going to show that again. You notice the owl on top of his staff? Messages. And then we got the Empress. What a beautiful card. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's prep for Reiki. If you haven't done this with me before, you don't have to work. So sit, lie down, just take a breath, and I encourage you to become present with your body. You don't have to go into a meditative state. You can if that's what you're guided to do, but it's not about getting in your upper chakras right now. It's actually about really tapping into your vessel and just giving yourself the gift of your own attention. So take a moment to just feel your body. And we're going to thank the Reiki for all the healing that's about to take place for the collective. I hope you guys have been liking my little doses of nature lately. See my hammock back there? I don't know about you, but nature is my quickest life hack to groundedness and clarity and connection to spirit. That's for me. Okay. So, as I was shuffling the cards, before I get into this rarely happens, but every now and then I'll get like a little peek of a card when I'm splitting it, you know? And I don't normally think much of it, but as I was splitting once, I saw the 3 of Swords and I felt this very deep kind of heartache. Which feels as if it's in the past. But I also feel an energy of us getting just a little bit too much in the mind. Like it almost feels as if like past patterns that don't feel great are replaying themselves. And I actually have seen that as a theme in the past like week to 2 weeks with the collective, is that like past patterns, past themes seem to be replaying. And it can be so easy for us to go, not again. But if this is you, have you noticed, I'm curious, have you noticed that it doesn't feel quite as heavy this time, or um or perhaps it hasn't even phased you as much? Or if you're feeling the harder feelings, I'm not very eloquent today, you guys, I'm sorry. If you're feeling the more darker sensations, darker, intense feelings, is it actually coming from that external situation, or is it because of familiarity of this past pattern? Like a fear of history repeating itself, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to bring that up first because for some reason, when I made that one particular split and I saw that card, I felt a hit in my body. So maybe just like one person needed to hear that. If past patterns are repeating, it's so much lighter than it was before, or you have more tools than you did before, or it's just not going to phase you like it did before. Now, to these cards, to this energy I'm feeling, and I have a feeling there's going to be a few different threads that come up here, but the first thing that came up with this Eight of Pentacles was networking. Like I said, like the spider weaves its web of networks. It weaves its web of fate, of dharma, of purpose. The spider's a very wise creature. Some of you are really putting a lot of energy into the long game, which is smart, really, really smart. And if you haven't been doing that, if you've been a little bit more in kind of day-to-day survival, doesn't mean you're wrong, but you're being encouraged to kind of zoom out in your lens, your camera lens, and to really go, okay, 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5, 10 years from now, what do I want things to look like? And even though you can make tiny steps to help yourself just today, can those also be seeds that are planted for the future for you? I'm picking up on like long lasting energy rather than instant gratification, or let me just help myself get out of this situation now. You know, that's a bit more of like a desperate feeling. Now, this King of Swords, what's really interesting is King of Swords to me has always been like, and I don't like using the word master because I really believe that we're always a student, but this kind of embodies like mastering the mind, right? Mastering our thoughts. I've always in the past seen him in this very kind of contemplative, meditative state, but today I'm seeing him in this almost kind of questioning himself. And I noticed this owl, which to me really embodies intuition, internal wisdom and guidance, trusting in our higher self, um, trusting in abundance. It, the owl is also incredibly auspicious. Like, do we believe that we are deserving of abundance, whatever that means to you? So I find it very fascinating because this King of Swords is, it's coming off as kind of like a questioning energy when normally the King of Swords is like standing in his power. So putting in a lot of work, but a little bit of questioning. But look at how powerful he is. Why would we question that, right? It's a good question to ask. Then we have this Empress, which is the divine feminine goddess of creation. What can you create? The possibilities are endless, absolutely endless. I'm really picking up on the transformative butterflies here this time, and a lot of like fae like energy, magic, right? Like, what can we create? So I just kind of wanted to generally go through these because I feel like there's a lot of threads. I feel like there's those of you who are doubting intuition, and I think this is actually coming from the distraction component that I was talking about with the astrology. You know, last week I talked about community, and then here we are with some networking vibes. So this could be work related, but it could also be very soul based, soul tribe community related, right? And it could be both. Like, how beautiful is that if you could find some soul family who also have the same heart centered drive to do the same kind of work as you, that you could collaborate with each other. I mean, yeah. And then what you could create together. I think too, this is really cool because I'm also seeing a spider. So there's a confirmation, like an actual spider. um, Bear with me here. With this Empress energy, I'm really, let me show these two next to each other. I'm really picking up on this, like, do I actually believe that I have the power in me to create whatever I desire? Some of you don't. Not yet. Maybe you've been like beat down a few too many times lately. Maybe you're really tired. Maybe you have external influences that have been pulling you down or have been I'm not going to say make you believe because no one can make you believe anything. Um but maybe there have been external dialogue around you that has been something that you start to go, huh, maybe they are right. The truth is that I think if I were to bring this card down into one word, it's actually some confusion. It doesn't feel like really all over the place, but this questioning. So I'll come back to the astrology again. You know, when you feel those distractions, when you feel like you're in alignment with something and then you have a conversation with someone and it totally throws you off, you know, sit still with that for a sec and try not to go, oh, okay, I'm going to completely throw everything that I was thinking out the window. Yeah. Staying true to your own inner alignment and beliefs. What helps you to feel aligned? Some of you have been feeling misaligned for the past month or so, maybe more. We've been kind of going like this year, right? Which to me is the meaning of life. We always will be doing this, but they've been kind of like deeper valleys, higher peaks, you know. So it's hard for us to live in a sustainable way where it's extreme, 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 you know. I haven't tapped in with your chakras. It's been very cerebral, kind of my clairsentience, my ability to feel you guys has been a little bit different. It's been a little bit more into my like clairvoyance and messages with you guys. So, which makes sense with all of this mental energy. So, let's tap in with your chakras and see if I can start to feel some different things for you. Yeah, self-doubt, questioning. Something in the heart is holding us back. I think it's that past heartache that I was feeling before. Okay, I'd like to focus on the third eye for a sec. You can just relax your brow, focus on breathing into it, soften it. Don't try to fix anything, don't try to do anything, just be. Okay, this is interesting. So I'm picking up on this this idea of expectation, like Maybe you made a really big life decision and you had a certain expectation of it and it's not playing out the way that you thought. Nothing ever does. And like, let me think of an example. So for example, with this like community networking thing, maybe you were like, oh well, I'm gonna make this big life change, and the people who I'm connecting with are gonna be so like-minded and things like that. And maybe you've been like, oh yeah, they are like-minded, but at the same time, about certain other things we really don't vibe. And how does that feel to you, like to be able to collaborate with people who don't 100% agree with you on every single thing, but maybe they are still new, very soul bonded community. Very hard to find another human being who agrees with us on every single aspect, right? But this was just an example. But the word expectation came up as I'm honing in on your third eye here. I always call expectations premeditated resentments. The minute that we create them, we're already disappointed, okay? It's not going to turn out the way that you absolutely planned it to. Don't shoot the messenger, but it's true. Control is an illusion. The more we try and force it to go our way, normally our spiritual team is kind of laying back with their arms crossed, giggling a little bit like, huh, that's funny that you think that that's how this works, right? We love you. We're going to show you how it works. Try to work with us. Try to ask us for help. We're here for you. But it's about doing things a little differently, right? So if we set an expectation of something and it hasn't been playing out, maybe we're sitting in a little bit of confusion now. Well, like, oh my God, did I make the right decision? How does it feel to just take things one day at a time? And I'm asking that seriously. How does it feel in your body to just take today for today? And if the answer is like, wow, that's really uncomfortable, then it just means we've been kind of living in the future and or the past for a little too long. And it doesn't mean don't plan. It doesn't mean don't strategize, things like that. It doesn't mean don't reflect on the past and the lessons that you've learned and all of that. But there's something very powerful in coming into the present, right? Coming into the now. We actually create time, creation. We create space. Like right now, take a moment. Just be here right now. Take a breath into your heart space. Something about this past heart hurt has really, really affected some of you. There might be some deeper digging to do. That's not necessarily the case, but ask if that's the case for you. If it's not, forgiveness is coming up. Is there a way to forgive this pain or forgive this external situation or forgive ourselves? That's a big one. Can we forgive ourselves? Yeah, I felt that down in my heart. Staying present, taking things one step at a time. That's what I'm feeling. A little cryptic this week. Bunch of different threads, but it's also very clear. Don't give in to the distraction. When we're confused, we're misaligned. So if you're confused, ask for clarity, whether it's from your guides or from those around you. Ask for clearer communication. Ask yourself for clarity. Ask yourself for trust and for love. I'm very curious about what this message means to you guys. So as always, drop a comment down below so we can all support you, so we can understand how we're all resonating with each other, because more than ever, I know I've preached this a lot, but more than ever, we are connected. And we must embrace it. We must embrace it. You are me. I am you. There's just no thought at all of judging or harming another because I am you and vice versa. Yeah, there, I felt some of you guys bounce that back. Thank you. Yeah, tell me what this means to you guys because that's what they're also saying now. They said, show the cards again. What do these mean to you? Very, very curious. Okay, guys, let's take a final breath together. All right. I think I'd like to focus on this third eye. So I'm going to focus on a color like indigo violet. And you can focus on any color of a chakra that you like, or just a white crystalline light coming down through your crown. But if you haven't done this with me before, we're going to hold our breath at the top and feel that color coming into our system. It's going to cleanse us. We normally get another message or two, and we're going to exhale, pushing out what doesn't serve us. Okay. Try not to work too hard. So relax your body. Let's exhale and just get all the air out. And then a slow inhale, not forced, in through the nose. Hold it at the top, feeling the indigo violet coming into your body. It's filling every single cell. Feel it dancing, moving, vibrating, cleansing, rejuvenating. Stirring things up, stirring things up. Really breaking up anything that's confusing, anything that's not clear, bringing you back to home, bringing you back to your knowing. Let's exhale, push out what doesn't serve us. Bring you back to your internal knowing. This is the thing, when we have a regulated nervous system, when we feel at peace with ourselves, when we truly know ourselves, we know what's aligned and what isn't. It doesn't become a chore. It doesn't become a indecisive type of energy, right? So if you're feeling indecisive right now, sorry, I'm batting away a bug. If you're feeling indecisive right now, instead of trying to find the answer, do things to try to find yourself. Do some breath work. Go for a walk. Quiet the mind. Don't chase and seek, just be. And I guarantee you, you're going to receive answers way faster. You will. You will, you will. If you guys haven't checked out my any of my meditation playlists, I just want to remind you that it's there. Specifically self-love ones. I'm planning on bringing out a gratitude one soon, an emotional release one soon. If you have any requests on meditations, you can always drop those in the comments. I always like to let the collective drive me in terms of what comes out next and kind of go with the flow on that. So guys, that's really powerful. Yeah. Let's take a moment, lock your energy up nice and tight. I was just having to sit with that for a second because even though some of this seems cryptic, it's also very clear and it's very deep, very, very deep. A lot of us are opening up a brand new chapter right now. We have no idea what it is. A lot of us were kind of thrown into it or forced into it. Anytime that happens, that's our spiritual team doing it for us because we were maybe straying too far off the path. Yeah. So we're locking your energy up nice and tight into your solar plexus. We're never putting on armor or guarding you guys. We're saying what's mine is mine. What does not serve me, kindly stay out. You have free will. Do not forget, you have so much power, everyone. You get to let in whatever you like, and that includes the bad and the ugly. Okay? So don't forget that power that you possess. All right? Phew. All right, guys. This one was very interesting. Oh, and longer than usual. I just could have kept going. I hope you found this supportive. Please like the video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. That's probably the best button you could hit. If you haven't joined this beautiful community of amazing souls, drop a comment down below. Again, let us know how this resonated or just send love to everyone. I love when you guys do that. It warms my heart so much. All the information for my one-on-one work is down below. I've been getting a lot more questions about the shift. This is my self-love program. It's digestible. It's just a couple hours. You get to do it at your own pace. If you feel like enough is enough, you feel stuck, you're putting everyone's needs before your own, you don't even know what self-love means anymore, this is a good first step um, to really finding that best friendship with yourself. So links for that are down below. If you want to go even deeper, my one-on-one immersions are very customizable, where I bring in coaching and self-love and spiritual work, energy work, movement, meditation, breath, all sorts of things from my various backgrounds and skill sets. That's customizable just for you. I also do live energy work and pre-recorded videos as well. My breath work, my meditation, all the stuff. Check out on my website. If you have any questions at all, you can email me or contact me through my website as well. My Reiki trainings as well. I'm going to be having another one coming up in the next few months, so keep your eye out, and you can always contact me just to say that you're on the interested list, because I like to collaborate with those people in terms of scheduling. Is that all? I already thank those of you who've been donating, but I'll thank you again from the bottom of my heart. If you have the means, the links for that are down below. And guys, we're in some really powerful energies right now that, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. But if we're divided, if we feel like we're alone in this, we won't be able to create the reality that we all truly want, which is peaceful, harmonious, loving, compassionate, and full of gratitude. So let's be there for each other, okay? And I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time.